the reason why the divorce rate is so high is simply because we have a lot of pride as the young brides. So after I had this conversation with this elderly lady, I ended up having to agree. Well, I suppose I agree. The reason why the divorce rate is too high is because we have a lot of pride. So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. If you're joining in for the first time, welcome to the family. Please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me. Guys, this could not wait, okay? I just finished bathing now, and I wanted to share this story with you before I start with my day, right? So I had a conversation with a lady, an elderly lady, like she's old enough to be my mom, and she was telling me that the reason why the divorce rate is so high is simply because we have a lot of pride as the young brides, you know. And I remembered there was a story which was shared here on the socials. I think it was on TikTok, where a lady by the name of Makoti, you know, I don't know how to classify the type of content that she used to create then, but it used to feel like an attack to people who have either failed in marriages or those who are successful, you know. So in that particular video, I don't know if I'll find that video. Okay, let me check it. If I find it, I'm gonna put it here. In that particular video, she was saying that what is the reason why independent ladies don't last in relationships? And she was like, my opinion, and her opinion was that we don't last in relationships because we have a lot of pride. Then she threw the question back at everybody, and she was like, what do you guys think is the reason why people who are independent don't last in relationships, right? And a lot of us came for her. We're like, hey, we're now go to school. Hey, we're not going to apologize. Hey, this and that, right? So after I had this conversation with this elderly lady, I ended up having to agree with what she was saying to me, because she said the same thing that Makoti was saying, that the reason why marriages don't last these days is because we have pride, right? But before I jumped the gun and attacked her, obviously because she's an elderly lady, I think maybe the fact that she's older than me made me want to listen to her first, which is what I think maybe we should have done to Makoti as well. But I think Makoti was done. She really didn't say much, you know. But I think with this lady, because we were having like an engagement, she gave me a thorough, detailed explanation of why she feels like marriages these days don't last because we have pride. I'm like, okay. So what do you mean we have pride? How were you doing it back in the day? Because she's married for like more than 30 years, that lady, right? And she says to me that she used to beat women up. If she finds out you are dating her husband, she's coming for you. If she finds out or she hears anything, she is coming for you. She is going to fight for her Ndoda. She's like, this one time, I ended up in a jail cell and they had to come and rescue me because of this other lady who was taking my husband, and I'm just fighting. Like, she's a fighter, bruh. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, so you people don't want to fight for your marriages. I'm like, okay. So I asked her, Hori, how are things now? She's like, yeah, no, now I don't fight anymore. Okay, why don't you fight? Because my husband doesn't do what he used to do anymore. Is there a specific reason why your husband doesn't do what he used to do anymore? Like give us tips so that when we get married again and our husbands do these things, we will know how to handle it so that they stop. It's like, no, he's just tired. He's just tired. I'm like, okay, so literally what you're saying to me is you need to be running around, running after a man until he gets tired? Like, yeah. If you're not going to be willing to run around after a man, that means that you have a lot of pride. I'm like, okay, let's say, for example, right now, this man decides that he's going to go see somebody else. Like, let's say he regains his strength. Like, you're saying he's tired. Yeah. So let's say he regains his strength and then he goes after another lady. Are you still going to run around kicking people and throwing bricks at them? She's like, no, I wouldn't do that. I'm like, why wouldn't you do that? She's like, yo, my pride does not allow me. I'm like, oh. Okay. So I think with a lot of us, pride actually comes at an early stage. where pride is supposed to come later in life. Like right now, she's embarrassed, she's ashamed. She could never see herself running around after young girls because she's old, you know. She's a very strong lady. Like literally, she can take me down. If maybe I was one of those ladies that were going after her man and all that stuff, she would literally take me down. That's how gigantic she is, you know. So she still has the capacity to do it, but she's saying that her pride does not allow her to do it. I'm like, oh, okay, so that means that, in other words, there has to be a certain level of pride that develops within you that enables you to run after other women, fight physical fights, just be stupid, just allow people to walk all over you. So literally what she's saying to me is that in you enabling this man's behavior by allowing him and fighting where you can, which is really a toxic situation, that is literally a way of you saying, I am not a proud person and I'm willing to make this marriage work. So I'm like, okay, so tell me now, because you are able to narrate the stories of what this man did to you over the years and you remember some things word for word. How are you feeling about all of that? What do you think when you look at him now that he's tired and whatnot? He's like, oh, he makes me sick sometimes. She's a very honest lady, by the way. No, he makes me sick sometimes. He annoys me sometimes, but I know that he's my husband and I have like made peace with the fact that I'm going to spend forever with this person. I'm like, that is a sad way of living life. You know, because honestly speaking, if you are saying that not being able to fight for a man, and I'm talking fighting as in fight with other women, fighting as in allow yourself to be a laughingstock, to be ridiculed, to do all these things. Like literally you have to allow yourself to be a mop so that somebody can mop the floor with your face for you to be able to not have pride and make a marriage work. This is an African home, by the way, ne? It's an African home. So, I'm thinking, because some of us, we get too busy too early in life. We get established, we get jobs too early in life. We get to be independent and make decisions and say, instead of me bearing 5 kids and run around after this man, I'm not going to put my life on hold. I'm too focused in life. And I feel like slowly but surely then that means that it's either we're going to have to redefine what marriage is, especially for us African people. Because honestly speaking, there are people who are in good marriages out there and they are African, right? But the normal way or the way that it has been normalized to run an African home in a union where literally as the woman, you have to be the stupid one. I can't be you. It's not possible. Like to a certain degree, in as much as, like, that's why I'm saying that in as much as I was one of the people that were attacking, per se, Makoti with my response, well, I suppose I agree. The reason why the divorce rate is too high is because we have a lot of pride. So Makoti was right. And this woman who is saying the same thing, she is also right. Because if it means that me focusing on myself, having goals, putting myself first, making decisions for my own life, saying I will not tolerate certain things, drawing boundaries, that is equivalent to pride, then give me pride any day. Give me pride any day. I don't know what you guys think about this thing. Do you think that change needs to come from the women's side where they need to go back to the way our parents were? Or do you think maybe there has to be some change in the way that men, and not all men, some men, treat their wives so that we can find a new balance? Because like we're literally moving away from the era. Like, guys, times have changed. No matter how much we can want to remain the same, we cannot remain the same. Times have changed. So what then should we do in order for us to make marriages work in this proud and boastful era? Because apparently we are proud and boastful. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video and also comment, right? I already said comment, share, and subscribe. I already said subscribe. Okay, you know what? Maybe I should have just prepared myself before doing this video so that I can be serious. But I hope I got the point across. I love you. I'll see you in the next upload. Mwah.